right here. Here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up. That's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy.
Howdy, folks. What's going on? Welcome to the show. It's Manny here on a Monday midday. Another week. How are you all going? I hope you had a good weekend. How you doing? Grey Dog's in the house. What's going on, Grey Dog? Thank you very much for the resub. 44 months here from the start. That's nearly 4 years, dude. That's nearly 4 years. 4, count them. Thank you very much for your ongoing support, Grey Dog. Been there from the start. We've glued up the top of this acoustic. There's the shape. That's the top. We've got the back glued up too, nice and straight. No gaps. Beautifully put together. And we're going to mark that out and cut these out now and get these prepped. I've got my my template here. I'm also going to show you the neck that we're using. We're going to combine those. So we've got Tasmanian Blackwood sides and back, Tasmanian Blackwood neck. It's a beautiful neck that's Blackwood that matches the back a little bit. Not a lot of flame, but a little bit of flame, but beautiful green. And of course we're going to match that with a gorgeous Indian rosewood fretboard there, which has got lots of nice straight lines as well. That's going to be a nice combo. I'll give you a closer look at that on the other bench. Hope you're all well. Terry, what's going on? Are you well? Good to see you too. And Dana's here as well. And Dana's editing commands, flat stick, as they say, as fast as she can. Let's flick over to the bench and see what we've got. So here's our bench. We've got our shape here. There's the top of that guy. Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, that's the back. Here's the top. I've marked out. Now you can see there was another couple of little double lines there. There was another one marked out there, which was slightly a different template. But what I've done is I've rubbed out most of those lines. I'm just going to go over this again and just double check that I've got that lined up nicely and marked out correctly. Looks good. Looks very good. Just going to follow that up with a nice dark line. Make sure there's no funny business going on. Terry, is there any funny business going on? Because if there is, we have to cut that out. Okay, there's our shape. So we've got that nice marked out. We've got to do the same to the top now before I start cutting these guys away. Let's mark those out. Pop that guy down there. Center line here, center line there. I can just see the seam. Line that up right like so. Get this guy lined up. Let me just move this camera a little bit so you can see it a little bit more. There we go. Line it up so it's nice and straight. That's the chat. I need to put glasses on. Let me go get my glasses. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. Scott in the house. Thank you for the follow. Scott's back in here. How you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you for a little while. Good to see you. We're lining this guy up. Let's mark that out. It's lined up nicely, right there. Right there was where I wanted. Let's mark that guy up. There's our back marked out nicely, and we can cut those out now and get them looking better. Oh, we're frozen there. What's going on there? Let me fix that camera up. How's that? Okay. Okay, that's frozen. Let me just fix that camera up. Beep, 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 beep. Bench properties. I'm just going to deactivate that, reactivate it. There we go. It's better. Okay, so we've marked that up. Oh, it's frozen again. That's not good. It keeps freezing. Let me sort this camera out, guys. Hang on a sec. Okay. It should be better. There we go. Okay. So if you can see, we've marked that out now. I'll show you what else we've got here. We've got this matching blackwood neck, and of course we've got this beautiful Indian rosewood, nice chocolatey, bit of dark, did a bit of a dark patch through there. It's going to be a nice typical rosewood, but that's gonna look pretty good. Let me just move that around, see how we go, so you can see that there. Okay, cool. Yeah, Terry, I think I've sorted it out. Tell me, give me a 1 if it's back. It should be back now. Okay, cool. Yeah, Scotty, I think, yeah, thank you, see please. Good. I did, it was frozen and it's jumping a little bit. There's something wrong with the cable, so I'm going to potentially move it. Give me a second and see what's going on here. I think it's okay, but let's just, there we go, it's gone again, hasn't it? Yeah, it's playing up a little bit. I might have to move it to another socket. Just give me a second. I'll quickly move it to another socket. Oh no, that's the right one. How that works. Let's have a look here. Let me go to the bench. Let me deactivate that, reactivate that. Okay, hang on a second. I might have to recreate it. Give me a second. Takes a little while sometimes. Okay, is this camera working? Nothing's working now. Fantastic, now we've got no cameras. You can still hear me. Give me a 1 if you can still hear me, and I'll try and get this stuff going again, because I'll just discard the changes. There we go. Okay, we've got a camera working, that's good. We've got to get the other camera working, so let's go to the bench. Bench, USB camera isn't working. That one is. I have to delete these and start them again. Give me a second. Let me just quickly delete this and recreate that. I'm a bit of a doofus sometimes. Remove. Okay, let me add a new one. Video. It happens sometimes when you do things on the fly. Oh, what's going on here? That's no good. Discard. There we go. And let's see if that works. It's not working. Okay, cancel that, delete that. bench. USB camera not working. Is that on? It's not on. Let me find out what's going on here. Give me a second, guys. I've just got to sort that out. Okay, I know what's happened here. Hopefully that works. Always something going on. We've got the main screen going. I'm just going to work away and just recreate this bench cam. Okay, I think it's back. Let me just quickly do that. And there we go, we're back. Okay, good. Just had a bit of a loose connection somewhere, so thank you for being patient. Chuck this one back in there like so. And that should be good now. We should be good to go. Yep, we're working. Okay, cool. Now I've lost the other one. Let me quickly add that other one there. We want to add the video capture. We want to add the main one to that screen as well, and we want to bring that down to size. Where is that one? Can I see it? Oh yeah, there it is there. Okay, cool. Bench. Where is it? Let me have a look here. It's this one here. Is that one working? That one's not working now. What's happened to that one? It's very strange. No, that is working. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. We got that. There's the rest of it. Where is the other one gone? Ha! Main bench. There we go. And that one is... Okay, let's do okay there. Okay, there we go. We've got them back. So let's pop that in there like that. You should see... Okay, we're back to normal. Hooray, Terry says. You're hearing distortion. There's a little bit of distortion, is there? Let me just see if I can bring that volume down for you, Terry. How's that sound? Is that better? I think that might be better. Let me know if you're still having issues with distortion. But anyway, let's go back to here. So we're on the bench. We've got our... So we're going to get gold EVO hardware on this. We're going to have gold tuners and a gold frets EVO wire on this. And it's going to be golden and gorgeous and amber once we get some oils on there. I'll just remind you what this looks like with a little bit of colour on there. And then we'll cut out this top and this back and start getting things prepped. Prepped is a good word. I like using that word. Terry, do you like using that word? Not enough to disturb you. Yeah, there's a little bit of a hiss somewhere. I think there's a cabling issue somewhere. I will strip everything down after this stream and reconnect everything from scratch, because I think there's a little bit of interference from something, maybe a light bulb, a light source of some sort. So you can see the colour of this guy. Once it's oiled, we'll go this beautiful golden honey amber colour. And you can see the flame in that. Okay, and of course this neck is the same as that. It's not quite as flamed, but it will get that. You can see there's a little bit of flame through there, and it is the same type of wood. It's black wood, the same with that back. So that's going to be gorgeous once we get that done. But what I want to do now is move over to this bench here and cut out that guy, the back and the top. So let that guy dry there. I'll move this camera across. I'll just take this camera down and see if I can move it over to where it needs to be. I'll leave it up here, like so, and I'll move that like so, and we should be able to see what's going on right there. But there we go. I'm going to cut out stuff on here with my jigsaw. So move this stuff over. There's a break, an ad break coming in, guys and girls. So if you aren't subscribed, you might get an ad break for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Mav, what's going on? 1 year since heart surgery. Happy birthday, I'd say. Yes, I hope you're doing well. Okay, so here's our top, and we're going to just snip, roughly snip these corners off here. I've got a little bit of supporting board under it. I'm going to start right near the edge here. Is that too loud, Terry? Is that bothering you? I'm always concerned. Should be okay. It's not too loud, I don't think. If it is, well, you'll be fine. Leaving about an eighth of an inch, a 16th to an eighth of an inch on the outside of that. And the reason is we want a bit of an overlap, and then when we glue that down to the sides, we'll be able to route that and get that flush. Another nice piece of bunya pine. We can use that for, it's actually quite a good thickness for little covers and pickup rings and things like that. So the top is all roughed out. Cut out the top. Do the same with the bottom. The bottom is this one here. Catch up with the chat. See what's going on. Orby's in the house. Greg, what's going on? Good to see you again. Welcome on in. Good stream early on, buddy. Had a bit of fun there, listening and watching you doing your thing. Everybody, if you haven't followed Greg, also known as Orby, Orbiter Guitars, please do. Very nice. Okay, so what we're doing now is for Orby's benefit. We've got that bunya pine all stuck together, mate, and we've got those both sides, book match sides, stuck. We've got that thinned down to about an eighth. We've got the shape roughly cut, a little bit of an overhang, maybe about an eighth of an inch over the edge. We're going to obviously glue that down to the box, and of course route that flush and get some binding channels going in there. Eventually, that's why we don't mind it having a little bit of extra space around the edges. What we're doing with that is we've got this black wood that we're about to cut as well. That's the back. The sides match that as well. You can see some flame in that. That's our blackwood. We're about to cut that out to size. We're also going to go with a blackwood neck. So we've got a nice, beautiful, straight, linear, slightly flamed blackwood neck. And of course we've got a beautiful rosewood, a nice mocha coloured Indian rosewood board that's going to go with that. Should look schmickaroo when we get that going. Whew. Okay, so let's get back to cutting some of this up. Out of the way. All right, back we go. Onto the table. Start cutting, my man, as they said. Got to go very slow because the vibrations can sometimes crack these thin boards. Be very careful. Little piece of blackwood. Good to use for truss rod covers and all sorts of little binding channel rings and things. Change the camera, Manny. There we go. Very careful. The blade jams sometimes, we don't want to snap anything. Grab. Cutting away, cutting away. How's Gio? Gio's going well, Mav. He's in Tasmania. He's been down there for a season. He's got another season coming up. He's building a new car. He's getting involved in a few things. He's going well. He's going to start streaming content soon again. Probably when he's building his car, he's going to start a car rebuild channel. So he's having fun, I think. I don't know. I mean, he's seems to be loving the life down in that quiet rural life in that little island of Tasmania off the south coast of Australia, off the south border of Australia. So he's he's enjoying it. Okay. Lots of scrap, Terry. What do we do with scrap, Terry? Hoodie's in the house. Hoodie, what's going on? Oh, look, he's not streaming at the moment. He's too busy with other things. It's not a priority for him at the moment, but he will stream some content eventually. Whoa. That's the risk. Okay, there it is. So there we have it. Put this back down. Have a look at what that looks like. There we go. So there's our top. There's our back. So those two are looking good. A little bit oversized, but that's fine. We want them a little bit oversized. Our neck and our fretboard. Okay, now we need to start looking at marking out the hole on this guy here. So I'm going to pop these guys away. And I'm going to pop this guy down here like so. Let's see if I can find, there's my sound hole. This little guy here is my sound hole. This is the guy that cuts my little sound hole maker that I made. It has a blade there. Sorry, there. It has that's a 2-inch radius there, or 10 centimeters. And that literally goes on there, and we spin that guy around and it marks out where the hole's going to go. Then we can drill out the hole and cut out the hole and sand it, etc., what have you. So what we're going to do is we're going to prep that. We're going to measure down how far we need that hole, and that hole has got to go roughly, I'll just measure it off my template up here. It is 10.5 centimeters, 4 1/4, 4 1/8 of an inch. Sixteenths, 4 3, 16ths, 4 4, 16ths, 4 1/4. 4 1/4, roughly, approximately. It's 10.5 centimeters from the top, which is right here, I think. Let's double check where that top is. I think it's that line there. Yep, that's the one. Yep, okay. So we're going to move this down and measure down 10.5 centimeters, wherever that is. Where's my pencil? I need to sharpen my pencil. Give me a second. Grab some sandpaper. Give that a little swizzle. Like so. Measure down 10.5, which is right there. And that's the edge. That's the edge of the circle. So we take our edge and we measure. That should be 5 centimeters. So there's a 2 and 3, just a bit under. No? It's 445. It's a 990mm hole. Yep, 45. We'll go 45 down. Which is 1 3/4 inches, pretty much. Only 2 inches. And that's our center. Right there. We can see there's a join line down there, so I know that's center. Now, what am I doing here? That's a good question. Let me draw us a line, firstly with a pencil, so I get a should be fine to just go with that. Let me hang this up. Okay, so what we generally do is we fix this guy straight in there. And punch a little hole in the middle there. Just mark a hole out. Just so that screw grabs on. There we go. This little guy, pop him in like that, and we rotate him clockwise. Just nice and gently. See, I'm starting to mark that circle. Let's put a little bit of lead in there just to make it a bit visible. I'm just following the channel that I've just cut in there. That'll help me keep my eyesight lined up with the blade tip as it cuts through there. So I'm not going to cut it right through right now, I just need to mark that out. And we've got a rosette coming that we're going to fit there, but that's going to be where the hole is. So I've got that scratched up now, and I've got a little line in there so we know where the hole's going to be. And of course this guy's going to come down somewhere there, like so. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to keep that center in there, because what I need to do when I get the rosette, I'm going to use my Dremel to actually carve a channel around there that will fit that rosette. I think the rosette is like 5 inches, so it's about that big, yay big, to sit around that hole. But I want to mark it out, so to do that accurately I need to leave that core in there and leave that centered in there. Okay, so that's that. Now we need to start preparing the neck. So we can't really do much more to these until I get that rosette, which is on its way. What I will do is I'll go and grab and I'll show you what I'm thinking about. Terry, you're going to love this. Maui Lynn, what's going on? Good to see you. Nice to see you too, love. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me just grab the bits and pieces that arrived. I want to show you the matching hardware that we're going to put on here. So give me a sec. Okay, so the theme for this, Terry, are you listening, Terry? This is important. You need to get this. The theme for this is, what have we got? Maui Lynn with a resub. Thank you very much for resubbing, Lynn. I appreciate that. And Scotty resubbed earlier on. Be Bumstead again with a resub. Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate you. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier on. And obviously Scotty with and Grey Dog with a resub, and Scotty with the follow as well. Okay, so what we want to do is, Lena, where's Lynn's on the chat? That's good. Be Bumstead, no problem. No, I appreciate you, man. This is what we've got. So we're going to use this guy here. We've got a rosewood fretboard. Okay, we've got a rosewood bridge. Let me just get the bridge. Now, I was umming and ahhing of changing the bridge, and I still may do so, but I'll show you what this thing's going to look like. Here's our rosewood bridge. So you can see that those two match really, really well. We've got bone pins, pegs for the strings, and they've got a little abalone shell inlay on all those, little blue and green abalone shell inlays. The other thing we've got is we got a bone nut for that guy, a saddle I should say. Where is it? I'll just open that up. There's one already pre-cut that I had, and I think it's actually intonated correctly. I'll just check that, of course. Oh, there's a nut there, a bone nut, and there is there's a couple of bone nuts. Excellent. And of course we've got this bone saddle, and I love the color of the bone. It's not bleached, it's actual bone colored. I think it's ox bone. You can see that guy there. It's got that really creamy vintage looking bone, and that guy's going to sit in there like that, perfectly, like so. Of course we're going to shave that down to the right height, but that's going to sit in there like that. The other option I do have is this guy here. I've got a piece of what's it called? River oak? No, not river oak. Let me think about it. There's this guy here, and I could make a bridge out of this guy as well. Let me get some color on that, show you what that looks like. I think it's a fiddleback red gum. So let me show you some flame in that. That's got a little bit of a nice ripple. It's a beautiful reddish color, and it's got some lovely flame in there too, and that would make a really nice bridge. I may use some of that instead of this guy. They're both beautiful. This is a beautiful rosewood. You can see the grain in that, and it very much will match this guy. This is sort of in between both. This is a little bit reddish. I could darken that with some stain. You'll still see the flame come through. This side's actually nicer, I think. See, it's got some really nice pattern through there, so that would make a nice bridge as well. I haven't decided yet, but we've got options, right, Terry? We've got options. Thank you very much for the cheers, Terry, and Dana with 200 bits, Terry with 200 bits. We're kicking along with our little hype train. Appreciate that. Do you like that, Terry? Which one do you prefer? That's quite light. If I had a light, what I would suggest I was going to do, let me grab that option and show you. I was going to, instead of using the rosewood, I was going to use a Australian rosewood, a Broiner rosewood. Let me grab that. And that's an option as well. I could use these guys, which are a lot redder. They're a lot redder. Okay. See how that sort of matches that a little bit better. There's a really light one with yellow streaks through it as well. This is quite light. The red is nice. This one's really special. The problem is though, is I do like the sound qualities of the bunya pine they're typically matched like this. Bunya pine top, Tasmanian blackwood sides and back, Tasmanian blackwood neck, and rosewood fretboard. That's the classic beautifully tuned and voiced combination, if you want to call it that. Other than that, Krillin, what's going on? Dana with a big 700 squillion bits. Thank you so much, Dana. But these are pretty as well. These are really nice as well. And that would go really well with those, if that's the bridge. If I can just mock this up for you. Okay. You got that guy like that. And then you've got, which I like, that guy like that. Okay, that's going to be a beautiful color. When that's really polished up, it's going to look going really, really well. Yeah. And Scotty, thank you for the gifted sub. 5 gifted subs. Scotty, what are you doing? You're awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. 5 gifted sub from Scotty. Everybody, big round of applause for Scotty. And that's another thing. I go classic. Be Bumstead. I'm going classic, my friend. That rosewood with the classic, the bunya pine, the Tasmanian blackwood, and the rosewood is the combination. Maton used that combination quite often on their full-bodied, on some of their dreadnoughts, and it's a real beautiful mid-range, bright and nice warm mid-range tone. So I'm going to go with that, I think. But it's nice to have options. I like to, throw these things around. Not literally throw them around. I could hurt someone, but you know what I mean. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, guys and girls, is I'm going to prepare this neck. So I'm going to make some measurements. I've got to put some wings on the ears, because it's not quite wide enough to take the tip. It's about a 1/4 inch narrow on each side at the headstock end of business of town. But let's have a quick look at that and see how we go there. I'm going to grab my 25-inch scale rule and start marking that out. So what I'm going to do, just for the length, just for shits and giggles, is I'm not going to use this headstock obviously, but this is a 25.5-inch scale neck template. I'm also going to grab the actual scale rule itself. Let me grab that. 25.5, here we go. 25.5. So that's that guy there, right? So we need that guy. We've got plenty of excess. You can see there's plenty of extra here. There's lots of room here to cut off excess neck, so we can actually pin a 1/2 inch on either side to give those wings the little tips they need to cut the shape that we want. A lot of this is going to be cut away, of course. We're going to use some of the back of this guy here to make a heel block, stack it 3 high. It's 1 inch or just on 1.5 inches thick, so we need another couple of those to give it a nice good 4 or 5 inches of heel, and then that'll fit nicely into that front end of that guitar body. But we want to mark out where this is going to go. So let me grab my templates and we'll start marking things out here, get things lined up. Let's pick a dress side. This side's very linear. This side's a bit grainier. This side's better. This is the dress side. It looks quite nice. Doesn't really matter much. This side's going to be more colourful, if you like. So I'm going to use the darker side. This side's a bit lighter. So this is going to be our top, and we're going to carve into this side here. No one really knows what it looks like inside there. There are some dark bands through there, so I can see it is dark on both sides. Once I carve into there, you might see some variation, but yeah. Hydrate! He says hydrate. I will get a drink. Give me a second. Let me grab a drink for Mav. Okay, here we go. Got my water bottle. It was upstairs, of course. Cheers, big ears. Thank you for the prompt. Get that into you. Very nice. Whew. Okay, pop that up there. Now, where was I? We were looking at this neck, right? So let's get back to this neck. Let's work this out. Okay, so we've got this fretboard cap going on. Let's get our headstock. Let's find out how much room we have, how much room we don't have, how much room we're going to have to steal. Where is my lovely headstock? Here it is. So as you can see here, it's just a little bit wider at these wings here, literally by 1/4 inch on each side. And that's fine, that's the shape I want, and I do want it wider at the top. It just looks a little bit nicer. I'm going to go all the way up. I'm going to mark out the base of this where the nut sits. And this is obviously going to be a scarf. I'm going to cut a scarf joint here and tilt that at 15 degrees. I need to get a center line through here first. And I won't be cutting any truss rod channels until I cut this to size and proportion this neck up. So let's get a center line down here. So we'll measure a center line. This board is about 3 and 3 and a quarter. It's a little bit on the narrow side. Another 1/2 inch would have been good, but that's okay. So we've got what, 80 millimeters in metric, so it's 40. Let's mark a line at 40. Let's go down here, measure this side. It's 80 here as well. Funnily enough, it is symmetrical, which is good. Get the big long rule. Where's the big long rule? The big long rule. Let's get a nice big line through here. Let's get that done. So that, hold it down, tie it down. Just draw a line all the way through the middle there. And there we see our center. We always double check that before we cut anything. Make sure I didn't slip or move. Yeah, that's 4, that's good. Yep, perfect. Okay, so there's our neck. Now we pop this guy, which has a center line here. We can line that up perfectly with the middle, like so. And we can mark that out. Geez, I'll tell you what, it's almost spot on. It's just literally got like a 1/4 inch on that side and 1/8 that side. I could shorten that and you wouldn't even know the difference, but I don't want to because it ruins that curve. So let's put that in there. Let's mark that guy up. There we go. Good. Right. Sort of. Hang on a second. Let me measure this. Make sure that's 46, 48, 46. That's perfect. Yep. Measure that up. Radio. Okay. Going to just square that line off, so I've got a good reference on where the 0 is going to be once the nut goes in. Now we're going to cut this guy at 15 degrees, and then we're going to flip that over and stick it to the back to give it a headstock break angle of 15 degrees going down that way. That's what we're going to do, except I'm not going to do that now because I need to set up the bandsaw to do that. What I want to do now is just mark this guy up so that I know where I'm starting. Now let's grab that nut. Let's get a measurement on that. calipers. Measure this guy's thickness at the base. It's 1/4 inch, funnily enough. 5.94, 5.98. So 6 millimeters is what we want to guess, and then we cut just inside that line. So we got 1/4 inch, 6 millimeters. 6 millimeters. To the side. There's our nut slot, or where our nut's going to sit, like so. Then now I do make my nut sizes a little bit wider. This is 43. That's okay. Mine are 44. So I will adjust the neck just slightly at that end to taper it a little bit more to make it 43. That's okay. What's the width of this one? Is that wider? I think they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. Okay, that's all good. Now what we're going to do with that, as I was telling Terry earlier on, is we've got mother of pearl. Oh, dropping things everywhere. We've got mother of pearl on the little pins, and they're little abalone shells. We're going to go with abalone shells in the neck as well, and I'm going to also go abalone around. So we're going to have 2 layers of binding. We're going to have a perfing at the top, an inner one about 1/16 of an inch wide, and then we've got another 2 millimeter wide binding on the outside of that that's going to be black. So you're going to have this black binding on the outside edge, and then on top you're going to have this beautiful bead of poa shell or abalone shell to match the neck. Okay, and in the middle there's going to be rosewood, a dark rosewood like the bridge and like the neck ring, with a nice black line to match the black binding. So that's the combination there. Big Nasty, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. How you doing? Huh. And the gifted subs, that came from the gifted subs from Scotty, who's excellent. Eagle Eye, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Sounds like a beaut. Willie, you're going to love it. I'm telling you now. If you don't already love it, Willie, you will when I'm finished with it. You're going to say, that is nice. Okay, so that's our rosewood. We're going to have abalone shell in there. We're going to have abalone shell around the edge of the guitar. Abalone shell. I think the neck, what I'm planning to do is put my logo in there, and I'm going to abalone shell that as well. Potentially. I'll see if I've got enough left over. But we're going to go with the dots, obviously, and we're going to go with those things naturally before we work on the headstock. But this neck's marked up. We need to get this to 43. Which is 44. Well, I normally go 44 on my necks, and I will do 44 because that's the standard that I do. 42 to 44 is acceptable, so that's 40 there. So if I go 21 and a half to 22 on either side, I'll go 22 on either side, and then I can cut and shave inwards if I need to at the nut. 22 there, 22 there. Measure that, make sure I'm point to point. 43.5. That's good, because that's going to get me right where I want to be. 43.5 there. It's 56. Just past the fret there. Let me just check. Here's one I prepared earlier. Just checking the scale. Yep, that's a 25.5 inch. Goes down to 20 frets on this guy. We're going to put 20 in there, so we're going to stop at that one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. So, sorry, 22 frets. We're going to go the whole 22 frets, man. I'm giving this thing frets galore. And it does cross over at the 16th, I think. 12, 13, 14th. On this one, not 16th, it's not electric, it's the 14th. So we're going to go down here, the whole 9 yards, as they say. I'm going to mark off the back of that neck. So we're going to give that a little bit of a pattern to match. That's what I normally do. So I'm going to measure the length of this guy and use the same fretboard length so that I know how much to leave at the back for the shape that I use. This one's got to go on another acoustic that I've made, that big baritone. It's a 25.5 inch scale as well, but it's a full body guitar. There's no taper. This guy is exactly 48 at the highest point. That's exactly right, 19 inches. 48. Going to mark 48 down here. From the 0. That's going to be the fretboard, 48. Hang on a second, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 8. That's the end of the fretboard. Now, of course, the neck's going to be a lot shorter than that. Fretboard ends there, and that will style like that. It'll give it 22 frets. This can go, some of this can go too, but I don't want to lose all that because I'm going to put the heel back here. Cut that away. Let me just have a quick look at my template. Okay. 5 inches, just measuring the difference. And a half. 10 and a half and 2, 12 and a half. 12 and a half centimeters, which is about 5 inches, which is about right. 12 and a half centimeters goes from here to here. And essentially that's going to be the length of the neck right here. And I'll check that because that's where the body cross touches, the neck heel touches the body right there. If you can imagine the body, the neck is going to be fitted in there and it's going to go bang right there. That's where it crosses over, and that's the 14th fret. So we're going to check that and make sure that's the 14th fret. The way we do that is we grab our little scale again and we line it up, and I might have got it all wrong and it may not be the 14th fret, but as we can see, it is the 14th fret. So that's where we cross over. So that means that all this neck can go. All this can go. It's nearly half a neck. It's literally a foot. It's literally a foot. It's more than a foot. It's 14 and a half inches of excess wood. But what do we need that for? We need to stack it and glue it down here and make a heel of this stuff, right? So it's got to be the same timber so it looks the same. Now, so that's got that right. So we're good there. That gives us our 14 crossover at the 14th fret. That's good. I'm just going to mark it a little bit longer, which is fine. I can make adjustments later. Make sure I get this right. Oh, hang on a second. No, here it is here. Just making sure they line up. There we go. Now, of course, there's going to be a need for a heel, a joint to go into the body. So we need to extend that. So that's the 14th fret. 14th. And now I need 20 mils. 20 millimeters for, you guessed it, the tenon. I'm going to give it an inch. I'm going to give it 25 just to be sure. I can adjust that later. And that means I can pretty much cut away all this. This can go. I don't have to worry about that, the fretboard end, because that's going to overhang anyway. So we can cut this. We can cut this and then chop that up into heel-sized bites, as they say. And obviously we need to cut that up as well. Won't be doing that now. What I need to do is put this through the thicknesser and get this fretboard thicknessed and marked up. So let's do that. What is the time, by the way? Oh, it's 1:30. Time's gotten away from me. I've got to get back. Let's do a little bit more. I'm going to put this through the thicknesser to get that down to the right thickness and to show you what that color's like. So I'm going to mute this out because it's very loud. So bear with me. I'm muting this out. Mute. Where is mute? How's that? Can you hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me. Okay, good. Now, is that clear, that sound, or are you still getting a buzz, some kind of a buzz or feedback? Give me a 0 if there's buzz or feedback. Give me a 1 if it's all clear. 14. So there's our rosewood. You can really see that color now. That's down to just a 1/4 inch now. Still buzzing. Okay, let me try this. There we go. All right, that's gonna have to do, I think. It's like a hum. Yeah, Willie, I think it's a wiring problem. I've got to check it out. I'm going to strip all this down. Let's have a look at this guy. So now you can see that rosewood there is very, very nice. Okay, you've got some nice light colors, very nice banding, really nice variation. With the gold frets, it's going to look really nice. You like that? That's what we're going to use, that guy there, right? And that's going to go right in there like so. And it's going to go all the way to there. Overhang. So we're going to mark that guy up, put a center line on this guy. Pick a side. That's rough. That's really pretty. Consistency, the color is nicer on this side, it's chocolatey on this side. I'm going to go, there's a nice big beautiful red hue there. Yeah, we're going to go, let me have a look at the grain. No, this side's pretty. Yeah, they're both pitted a little bit on there, that's fine. No, this side's nicer. Look at this side here. Yeah, it's got some nice light variation through there. You're going to lose that anyway, so that's okay. We'll go this way. Like that. Perfect. That's the one. That's what we're going to go with. Yeah, I've lowered the volume a little bit, so it should be a little bit clearer now. I'll just lower that volume just a touch more. How's that? That should be probably nice now. That's the one. Absolutely, that's the one. Let's mark a center line on this guy. Did I get that right? 70. 75. It's wider. I'm going to go this way. It's nicer this way anyway. 74. So that's 37. Let's quickly sharpen this pencil. Line down here. There's our center line. Nice. Nice. We're going to put some taper on this guy now. So we go 44 at this end. Just 22. 44. That's not right. That's that there. 56 down here. 56. Okay. Taper that off. And then we know the outside perimeter of this fretboard. Like so. And like so. Let's check that again. 44 across the nut. Correcta mundi. 56 at the back. At this fret here. Correcta mundi. We're good. So that's the right markings, and now of course we can start marking our frets out. Ad break coming in 10 seconds. Freestyle comedian myself, and at work nicknamed DJ T Money. Very funny. Okay. What do we got? 25 and a half inch. That's this side here. Let's mark these out. We're going to go to 20 frets. We're not going to, sorry, 22 frets. Not 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, 22's there. Do 22 on this side as well. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. One thing I've got to check. How square is this end? Oh, that's square. That's fine. Okay. We do. Done. So we'll mark those out, and when we come back next week, we'll slot that out, get this neck glued up, which I'll do over the weekend and or over the week, and we'll get this guy cut up, glued up, and ready to shape next week. So we're getting there, and eventually we'll be bending things as well. So thanks, guys and girls. Tom's in the house. Tom, what's going on? Tom's in the house. Is he being naughty? What's he saying? Syed Shah for the follow. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Texas in the house. Yes, good old Tommy. Tommy, Texas. Freestyle comedian. Everyone's behaving. Willie, it's because you're there and they know that Willie doesn't cop a lot of crap. Thank you for being here, guys and girls. I'm going to call it now. Just a quick update on where we got today. So we've cut out the top. We've got the sound hole marked out. Waiting on that sound hole ring to come in, and we're going to install that. So I've left that in there until we get that route that channel out for that rosette. We've got the beautiful. Is that the side I want? Yes, it is. That's our blackwood back, and the matching sides are like that as well. We've got our neck, which is blackwood as well, all marked out and ready to go. I've got to get some wings on there. I've got to cut a scarf joint. I've got to do lots of crap. So we're going to use about 14 inches of the back of that has to be cut off, and we can chop that up and make a heel and make and get this scarfed and joined, and we'd be ready to go. So we're getting there. That'll be done by next week, and then we'll be able to carve that out. We've got rosewood on that there. So we've got rosewood on that guy going on there. You can see the rosewood is quite pretty, that board. And we've marked that guy out. We'll have the slots cut next week as well. And so we'll continue then. Thank you for the stream, Manny. No, thank you, Terry, for being here. And Daisy Pusher's in here. I liked when Daisy Pusher's in here. How you doing, Daisy Pusher? Great to see you. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it there, and I'm going to hang up the telephone and see you guys next week. Have a great week. Make sure you tune in. I might do another stream this week. Keep an eye out on the schedule. As I find more days, I will add sections here and there, or segments here and there. So see you, Ragey. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Everybody follow that man, Rage Guitars. Give him a shout out, please, Terry. It's all right, Tom. Don't worry about that. There'll be plenty more shows. But we only did some cutting and some marking up today. We're going to get into the juicy stuff in the next week or two. I'm still waiting for rosettes to arrive. I did get this beautiful rosewood bridge. That came in. That's going to match that board really, really nicely. They're going to look great. We've got, abalone shells going on there. We've got abalone purfling going on the guitar body. We've got all sorts of beautiful, wonderful colour and stuff to do. Thanks for being here, Rage. Appreciate you, man. Scotty, good to see you too, my friend. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you for rejoining us. And yes, every week this time at least. Mother of Pearl. Daisy Pusher, yes, we're using, not quite Mother of Pearl, more your abalone shell, the bluey green paw stuff. So that's the stuff we're going to use, not the white abalone, or not the white Mother of Pearl, but more the bluey green abalone. Lynn, thank you. Wonderful to see you. Okay, guys, I'm off. See you next time. Be good. Catch you next week. Bye for now.